Minnesota Vikings defeat the New York Giants 24-10. You're watching the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Minnesota Vikings defeat the New York Giants 24-10. And man, this new Minnesota Vikings team right now, they look really good. They look really dominant, especially defensively, man. They are just shutting teams down. The Giants, they came into this game and they were scared. I mean, this was a scared, conservative offensive football team, a team that usually has, no problem going down the field, getting yards and bunches and getting points on the scoreboard, but not tonight because, man, this Minnesota Vikings defense, they really pressured them and really constricted them. They didn't absolutely force them into too many mistakes, like Eli Manning only had one interception, and, they didn't have too many mistakes or, too many plays where you look at it and you say, oh, that was a disaster, but they just constricted them. They forced them to where they couldn't do much. They couldn't sustain drives, and they couldn't put points on the scoreboard, and man, that's a winning formula. I mean, that is a formula that can get you a long way, and then when you have Dwayne Harris that's muffing a punt return, I mean, that's going to kill you right there. And I think it killed the Giants today. They really didn't recover from that. You can't give Sam Bradford a short field. He's going to take advantage, and they took advantage, and they scored a touchdown. I mean, right now, this Vikings offense, I think it's a little troublesome, but with this Vikings defense, it's not that bad. They've scored 24 points today. They scored like 22 last week. They scored 25 week 1. They scored 17 week 2. That's below average, okay? You need to score a little more points than that if you want to win a Super Bowl, but for right now, they're playing well. This Vikings team is playing well, and I'll be honest, I had them going 8-8 coming into this season without Teddy Bridgewater. I thought, I have them going 8-8, but man, they're proving me wrong. This Vikings defense is absolutely dominant. You're seeing guys like Trey Waynes step up and playing well, and he's a guy that is not perfect. I mean, he will have his bad plays every now and then, but he plays with confidence. Mike Zimmer and this coaching staff has this team playing with such confidence right now. They believe in their abilities, and even when they have bad plays, they have the mental strength to forget about it, move on to the next play, and go 110% on the next play and make a good play. Also, Terrence Newman also playing really well for this Vikings secondary. And also their linebackers, Eric Kendricks, continues to be dominant in the run game. You also see Anthony Barr continuing to do what he does so well. This Vikings defensive line today didn't get, too much pressure on the quarterback. Well, they got pressure, but not too many sacks. Linval Joseph, though, I mean, this guy's absolutely dominant. Everson Griffin, Daniil Hunter, they're great. I mean, this entire defense is absolutely great. Harrison Smith for the safeties. Andrew Sendejo is not great, but, he's playing well, surrounded by all of these great players. And Sam Bradford, he's the guy that I criticize them for making the trade, and I still do. I'm sorry, I don't love the trade, especially considering the fact how well this defense is playing. I don't think you need to give up a first-round pick for Sam Bradford. I think you could have gave up a third-round pick for Mike Glennon, a fourth-round pick for Mike Glennon, and guess what? You're still exactly where you are. You're 4-0. You're giving up a less of a draft pick. You get to draft Christian McCaffrey next year, and you're happy. Okay, so I would have still not done the Sam Bradford trade, or I would have even started Shaun Hill, because obviously Shaun Hill could win, guys. I mean, this is a situation where I think any quarterback could literally win with this football team as long as they don't turn over the football. They'd be winning with this football team right now. When it comes to the New York Giants, you spend a lot of money on defense, and I tried to warn you about Olivier Vernon, and I'm sure Pro Football Focus and Football Outsiders and these analytics are going to tell you what a good game Olivier Vernon had, that he had 3 pressures, that he had a quarterback hit. I don't care. He can't get sacks. And when Sam Bradford is throwing the ball deep to Charles Johnson, what do you need? You need a guy that's going to sack him and prevent that pass from being thrown. Not one sack on Sam Bradford today. You're not going to win games like that. Okay, you can get all these Pro Football Focus pressures, all these analytical plays. You got to get them down, and that getting them down, just that act, just that motion, you're going to kill the drive. The Vikings can't get a 3rd and 15, 3rd and 17. They can't do it. If you can get one sack on the Vikings, you're going to kill that drive, and you couldn't do it, and it hurt in this game. You got to get sacks, and you paid these guys, Jason Pierre-Paul, Olivier Vernon, Damon Harrison to get sacks. They didn't get any today. That hurts. Your linebacker play, to me, continues to to be absolutely, below average. Jonathan Casillas isn't very good. Same goes with Javon Kennard and the rest of the linebacking core. Just not impressive. Not horrible like the Saints linebackers, because they're horrible, but just not very good. And today, Trevin Wade got absolutely burned in the secondary. Man, he had a horrible game. Leon Hall was a little disappointing, but not horrible. But really, Trevin Wade, he just couldn't keep up. He got burned by Charles freaking Johnson, who is not anywhere near a formidable force at wide receiver. He's nothing but a little guy they throw out every now and then that catches maybe 1 or 2 passes a week, and he got absolutely burned by Charles Johnson. Overall, the Giants, they're going to lose next week. I mean, the Giants have a tough game next week at Green Bay. They're going to lose. Don't overreact. I still think this Giants team is about an 8-8 or 9-7 team. I have them being 9-7 coming into this year. I'm going to stick with that. The problem is, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the NFC East. They look absolutely great. They look like the Minnesota Vikings, honestly. Remember, we love to talk about the Vikings defense. Who actually has the best defense in the NFL right now? Who's giving up the least amount of points? It's the Philadelphia Eagles. They've given up 27 points right now, and 7 of those points was a special teams touchdown. This Eagles defense is playing great too. So when we see this Eagles and Vikings, teams converge in the upcoming weeks, that's going to be fascinating. And I think the Eagles are going to win that. But we'll see. Give your respect to the Eagles, guys. I'm telling you, you got to give your respect right now, or you're going to get ran over on the bandwagon, because they're coming. The Eagles are coming. They're dangerous. They're good. So we'll see. I'm really fascinated by that Eagles and Vikings matchup. Sam Bradford versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And for the Giants, you're going to be 2-3. But don't overreact. You're still fine. But the playoffs, it hurts because the Eagles are good. I mean, the Eagles are good. They're going to win next week in Detroit. They're going to be 11-5, 12-4, possibly. Probably worst case now, 9-7 or 10-6. They look so good. And, so the NFC East, I'm not sure if you're going to win it, but we'll see. Again, it's early. Maybe some things change, some people get injured and whatnot. But this this Giants team right now can't really run the football. You had Orleans Darkwa. Come on. I mean, seriously, I know Rashad Jennings was injured, but Orleans Darkwa, this guy's not going to do anything for you. And Odell Beckham, this guy's being kind of a drama queen, kind of being a prima donna. Now, today he was a little more reserved, but he still got a penalty. We got to stop seeing this crap from Odell Beckham Jr. He's being a prima donna. He's being a T.O., and, he's a great receiver. I mean, like T.O. T.O. was great, and Odell Beckham is on pace to be fantastic, to be great, to be one of the top 5 wide receivers ever. He's on pace. Okay? I'm not saying he's going to be, but damn it, he's on pace. But he needs to calm down and put the team first. Stop being such a prima donna. I don't know why when it comes to the wide receiver position, they tend to be prima donnas. But hey, he needs to calm down. He needs to play better, be more reserved. And ultimately, this game, they just double covered him the whole game. He couldn't really get open. I'm not going to blame him too much for that. It was just a bad game. He'll bounce back. They'll bounce back. And hey, this Packers secondary, man, it's not that good at all. It's going to be difficult because the Packers, they really want to win that game. I think it's going to be close. I still have the Packers winning, but I will give you guys definitely a chance next week to beat Green Bay. But, man, you're really going to need to play great to win in Green Bay next week. And there you go. Those are my thoughts on the Monday Night Football game between the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and, most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. I'm out. Peace.